Welcome to KLŌS Guitars. Today we're going to be installing this carbon fiber neck on this Fender Strat. This is for a customer, so we got to get it right the first time. So first thing you want to do is take the neck off, take the strings off, and we've got this body right here. So what I like to do first is put the neck in here, confirm that there's, it's a good fit, nothing's too tight. You want to make sure that you're careful with these corners, because if you accidentally put too much force on these corners, the paint on the bodies can chip. So you want to be careful with that. The next thing I like to do is get a flashlight and look in the holes to see that you are indeed in the right spot. Make sure that you also have the right heel. So Teles have a flat heel, and JAZZMASTERs and Strats have a rounded heel. So first thing is to check that. You can also use something round to confirm that the hole is approximately in the right spot. The thing with Fender bodies and Squier bodies is that none of the holes are exactly in the same spot. They're just in the approximate location. And so there is a little bit of drilling that you have to do to get that hole in the right spot. Squier bodies in general are a lot more off than Fender American and Fender Mexican, but all of them pretty much are compatible with these necks with just a little bit of a hole adjustment. So the next thing to do is every single neck will come with this template right here, and you're going to put the template right there. If you're not going to drill one of the holes, then I would put a piece of tape over the hole that you're not going to drill so that you don't accidentally get carried away and drill all the holes. So for this one, we're going to put a piece of tape right there, covering up the offset hole. The next thing is I'm going to put it in there, and again I'm going to check with the flashlight that the holes are approximately in the right spot, and they look very good on this one. This one might not even need any drilling. That occasionally happens. So the next thing I like to do is check if there's any wobble side to side. There's basically no wobble side to side there, so I'm not going to worry about that. But if there is a little bit of wobble, then you can put a piece of tape on the left side and the right side of this template, and this will simply center the block a little bit more in the neck pocket. So in fact, this fits nice and snug, so I'm just going to leave those two pieces of tape there. And the next step is on the back side of the body, we're going to put a piece of tape on these holes right here. And the reason for that is we don't want to chip any paint. And so in this step, I also like to put a little piece of tab, like a folded tab corner, on the tape so that you can peel off the tape more easily later. Okay, I pressed the tape in. The next step is to put the block in, and now I'm going to put it on the edge of the table right here. I'm going to take a clamp, and I'm going to first lightly clamp the thread on the clamp, and then I'm going to confirm that it's pressed back. I'm going to confirm with the light that there's no gap in the back and there's no gap on the wall. And you can see that's kind of what it looks like. I'm going to tighten the clamp down a lot more, confirm that everything's still good, hasn't moved on me. We're good to go. And the next step is to drill the actual hole. So this is a 3/16 drill bit. And when I start drilling, I want to make sure I keep the drill vertical. Another good technique is to have high speed and low pressure. So basically press the trigger all the way down and have low pressure pushing down so that it gives time for the threads to cut the wood. Okay, I'm going to check that I went through all the holes. Yep. Now I'm going to take the clamp off. Take the block out. We're going to remove the tape off the back. And you can see that on this body, the holes are pretty much exactly in the center of the holes that used to be there. They're just slightly widened. Also, I'd like to mention that this process is completely reversible. So if you end up wanting to put your carbon neck on a different body, you can put the old neck back on this and everything will fit perfectly just right without any problems. Okay, so the next step is to do the exciting part, put this carbon neck in and on. So I'm going to slide it in carefully. Again, I'm going to be careful so I don't chip any of the corners on the paint. I'm going to put the plate on right here, and then I'm going to put the bolts in. So this step right here, I'm going to put the bolts in like this, and I'm going to get started with the hand screwdriver. Okay, so now all the threads are about 90% in and everything's fitting just right, and I'm going to finish screwing them in all the way. The reason why I started every thread first is because you want to give the metal plate an opportunity to center itself with all the bolts. With the tightness, you don't want to go too tight, but you don't want to go too loose, just nice and snug. You don't have to crank on it or anything like that. Okay, so the neck is on. The next step is to put strings on it, and after that you're going to have to check the intonation. So that's the position of the saddle. You're going to also have to check the height of the saddles so that you get the right action. You won't have to adjust the truss rod because we pre-adjust every single truss rod when we run it on the Plek machine. And that's just about it. So a couple things that I can also go over in this video are some of the different options out there with all the different necks. So this was Fender Strat. We also offer the necks for Teles. Teles right here have flat heel, right, just like that. You can see that. And the JAZZMASTER necks have the same heel as the Strats, so they are rounded. And then another thing that is pretty cool is that you can have 3 different fretboard options. So one is 9.5-inch radius, one is 12-inch radius, and the other is compound. Compound radius is from 10 inches to 14 inches. Thanks for watching. We always are happy to help. If you guys have any questions, give us a call or email us. And if you ever want us to install the neck for you, we can do that as well. We can also set up the whole instrument with the saddle heights and positions in-house. So thanks. See you next time.